Hello, my name is Michael, and I am wheeling and healing out here on the Clark Fork River in Montana, and it is a rainy day. Well, it hasn't been a rainy morning. It just started raining. I think it's going to be a rainy afternoon. And look at my hair. Oh, gosh. Okay. I gotta just, I want to get on and talk a little bit right now because I'm feeling I'm feeling all sorts of things, and let's keep the nature in the background for the healing vibes. It's a beautiful river. It flows into from here. It flows north, and several other rivers kind of flow into it, but it flows into the Pend Oreille Lake in North Idaho, and this is western Montana. But I think a bunch of water, like from like Glacier National Park, this side of Glacier, and like a bunch of waterways, kind of all enter it before it hits the lake up there. But I'm at a campground called Much Water, Much Water Recreation Area or something like that, and it's beautiful. Got my awning set up on my van here and slept really good. I didn't turn my phone on until after I was up for a little while this morning and kind of stretched and set some intentions for the day and did a little exercise for the first time in several months, and it felt pretty good. It did pretty light, but enough to kind of like set, get the routine in motion again. But anyways, what I really want to talk about is probably my confusion. Confusion, uncertainty, lack of confidence. And I'm trying to let it go. Yesterday was Father's Day. Today's Monday, June 20th. And I was able to see my kids on Saturday. And, I'm grateful. I'm grateful every chance I get to see them. But it's just, I'm struggling to be present with them, and I feel like I'm highly, highly dysregulated in certain moments, and I know that, and I know that, and I knew that, and that's before the holidays. Like around the holidays, I was doing not good this last winter, and I haven't really had weekends with my daughter since, and I already knew I was kind of being guided to nature full time, just get into the van and go. And the other van broke down, and it was like I felt it was a sign that it was perfect timing that I was able to like get this new van, and it felt like green light, green light, green light. And I still do, like every step of the way, like even like the little problems along the way, and then my buddy being able to help me, and like everything feels like so in place, and perhaps if it worked out other ways too, it might still feel the same way. But I just feel that this whole thing is divine, and that feeling of confidence that I have in my notebook full of notes and journal entry style, like letters that I'm writing to my daughter, I'm trying to stay in touch with her, and that's what I wanted to do, was like send her postcards, send her letters, and send her texts. And I do want to talk to her, but I'm nervous. I'm a bag of nerves. And when I'm talking to her, when I'm around her, I'm like fumbling. I'm stuck in my head. I'm fumbling to like, I can't even feel like I can't even carry a normal conversation with her because I just make it awkward, and I don't know, this guilt from the past. And it's like, I've recognized this, and that's why I made the choice to do this, to make the shift, to get out of my apartment, to live in this van and go heal. And that's my plan. That's the intention. And so far, I feel like I've been making huge leaps and bounds, like with certain things, especially around the van itself, like with some of the problems it was having, and just taking the charge out of the anxiety of certain things and fears about, like, just trusting the health of myself in the van, and like just the path and the process, that I'm safe and protected, that I am being guided, and that there are big changes on the horizon, and that this is worth it. This is valuable, and this is valuable for my children, and for me to become who I'm meant to be, who I am, and who I'm afraid to be. Like, who I'm afraid to express myself. I'm afraid, and I don't know what all is in the way. I just know that there's like I sense that there's energetically a lot of stuff in my way that I just need to keep cutting down through layers. And that's what I've been doing over these last few years. And that's just what I'm dedicating my life to do this, like, full time now. And so I don't know, but it was Father's Day, and I wanted to spend time with the kids. And then I was instantly like judging it, like it wasn't long enough. And I kind of let Lily, I gave her the choice. I wanted her to kind of feel like she was in control of it, and not feel like I was forcing her to be out with me too long or whatever. And so I picked her up and we went to Angelo's, and so it was wonderful. But even then, it's just not like super one-on-one. I mean, it was one-on-one time, like in the car, on the car ride, and a little bit there. But once we were there, Angelo, so I'm wanting to connect with Angelo, of course. But then, and then there's Angelo's adopted sister, Maya, who is almost Lily's age, and they love to hang out and stuff. And it was great because usually they run off and go hang out downstairs or somewhere else together. And today they were kind of like hanging out with us the whole time in the room. And it just felt great. It felt great. In the moment, it felt great because I was with both of them, and seeing them smile, and watching Angelo play and Lily kind of be on her phone, and her own version of play, and just being present with that felt amazing. But then it was like judging it, like, oh, it wasn't long enough. And then, should I call her again or text her again on Father's Day? Or like, it's all these things in my head, like just the fear of doing the wrong thing, or fear of not doing enough, or I don't know if I'm expressing this all right, but it looks like the rain cloud passed. Let me get out and walk around a little bit. Then I get to places like this, and I get total confirmation with eagles swooping around, and like waking up to a deer over there. And I feel like I gained some kind of an insight to exercise this morning. It might sound crazy, but I mean, I didn't think anything of it. I got up and was stretching, and I looked over there, and I saw it on the hillside over here somewhere. And then I got this thought instantly, like, just move your body now. Move your body. Do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, do some jumping jacks, drink some water. And I've been trying to talk myself into getting into an exercise routine for weeks now, for a while, and I feel like maybe I'm able to now, and no more excuses. Because I mean, do that anywhere, pretty much. Push-ups, I could do that next to my van anywhere. Just about. I mean, I want to get a yoga mat so I can like today I used an old sheet and just dusted it off. But anyways, my point is that a bird just flew by and was singing really loud. My point is that I get, this is the place that I feel connected, that I get inspired, that I get the epiphanies, that I get the realizations and that connection back to myself. And like, even if it's just for a moment, a little bit here and there, it's like the connection is getting rewired. And it's just where the magic happens. This stuff happens out here, anywhere, nature. The trees, the water, the birds. That could be like close to the desert, close to the ocean, up in the mountains, down in the valley, next to the river, you know. But the reality hit me yesterday that no matter how confident or whatever that I'm feeling guided to do this, it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off for like, you know, even the energy it takes when I come back. Like I had to like slow down and trying to take a complete break, but I slip up still and check notifications. But I was trying to take a break from Facebook, except for like posting pictures, and it's just I feel my energy just get zapped into it. And it's the same with like messages and stuff, and that's good when I'm in the capacity to connect, because that means that I'm merging into that and to that field, and like I'm there, you know. But when I don't know how to explain this, but like I feel like I'm in this place right now where I need to be recharging and need to be with myself and need to be with the natural land, and just to get this recharge and this like I don't know how to explain it. It's like an intuitive thought, that a feeling that I need quiet. I don't even need my thoughts. I'm even trying to work on more meditative practices, like let the thoughts float away and focus more on the breath and mindfulness, focus on the sounds of the birds and this river. Something cool about this river, and I've heard other rivers do it too. Maybe all of them do. I don't know what the effect is, but like it gushes. Maybe it's like other water flowing into it, and like currents. Maybe partially gets backed up for a moment or something, but it like you can hear the water like rise. It splashes and gets loud all of a sudden. This is interesting effect, but so I'm in my head I'm all in my head about it, and I'm about to go for a little walk. I'm glad that it quit raining, because I was wanting to go for a walk, and then I'm gonna come back to the van and have some lunch and probably just read a book, kick back and read a book and try to enjoy the afternoon. I'm like 45 minutes down, or so, 45 minutes to an hour from Wild Horse Hot Springs, I think. Yeah, and I could easily get there today, but I was considering it earlier, and then I got the feeling, no, be here at least 24 hours at this spot. So be more like closer to 36 if I leave. Like wake up comfortably, like not set an alarm, just whatever time. I want to start waking up earlier though. Maybe I will. I used to always wake up like close to daybreak when I was in nature, but now my sleep rhythm's changed, and I'm starting to kind of like sleep in again sometimes, and I don't know if I like that too much. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling anxious right now. You know, and Destiny, gosh, she's so amazing. I'm reminded that to be a distant parent is just as valuable as those that are blessed to be in their life full time doing it. And I know it's a completely different dynamic, and part of me still wants to judge myself and say, no, I'm not worthy. That was the whole Father's Day trigger thing, and no, I'm not worthy. Well, yeah, I am. And that's what Destiny reminded me, is that I am worthy, because my creative power and that energy that I gave into that, my life force, to create a being twice, you know, with those two women, the mothers, you know, I'm not comparing myself to anyone. She's helping me realize my place in it, and that I'm still a father. I might not be, you know, like, I don't even know how to justify it. This is where I keep getting stuck, is like, no buts, no buts, no buts. Yeah, I'm not there full time. And that's what my therapist a couple years ago was telling me. She was like, you're comparing yourself to this idea of what you think you should be. But she was like, that's not what you are. She's like, realize what you are. What is your place? A part-time parent. A part-time weekends at that time with Lily. And with Angelo, it's always been visits. At the beginning, it was 3 times a week with CPS, but then the adoption, and it's been once a month ever since then. And sometimes a little more around the holidays and stuff like that. But that's my place. And I get in my head, oh, I'm not doing enough, or I'm not being, you know, whatever. But every time, Angelo helps me, because every time I show up, or on the phone calls, every time I show up, he's beaming. You know, if I'm there, he hugs me, and it's Daddy Mike. You know, he has dad, adopted Brian dad. But he recognized me as Daddy Mike, and that was like a big fear of mine going into the adoption several years ago, knowing I was not ready to raise a child, and that I didn't know what, and I still don't know what. I just don't know. But I felt right that they could do it, and that they wanted to, and that was the direction to go. And I was afraid that, oh, he won't remember me, and he won't, that I'll lose this connection, and thinking, because of all the TV shows and the movies and the way my family is and the way that I've seen the world around me and everyone living in these beliefs that things need to be in this box in certain such ways. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe I'm here to transform that box. I know I am for myself, because I'm not in that box. I've never been in a box. Anytime I've tried to fit in a box, I got claustrophobic. I've never been able to hold down jobs very well. I've not been in relationships very long. My longest ever, 2, for almost 3 years. I think like 2.5 years was about both of them. And most of them aren't more than a few weeks. And jobs, relationships, homes, it's like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. And a restless soul, I don't know. I need to figure things out, and I need to be here in nature to do it. And my kids are taken care of. That's the biggest blessing. And that, like, by families and parents that want to do it, and that can do it, and are able to do it, and willing. And that's, and then a part of me just jumps in, like, right there, like, oh, it talks shit, like, it says a couple things, like, how can you not be willing? How can you not be willing or able? And that's the thing. And nothing about this shit's easy. Nothing about this is easy. You know, I take pictures of myself when I'm smiling big. when I'm feeling good and connected with the sun and the trees or whatever, the water, and that's what I still show the world. And this channel was to change that, to show the real and the raw me that I have a hard time expressing to the world. And if there was people around here right now, I wouldn't probably be able to cry like this and express this, but because it's just me and these birds, and I feel like these birds love me a lot. And I love them. And I know that it's it's where I need to be. It's just where I need to be, and I need to be here thinking about these things, talking about these things, crying about these things. This water, this moving, flowing water is helping move and flow the water. I love my daughter and I love my son, and it breaks my heart every time the realization sinks in that I am not able. And I'm not able, and I recognize that, and therefore now I'm not willing, and because I realize what I need to do. I feel like I've been getting this message for over 2 years now. Last year, just a little over a year ago, I went on this 5-week excursion around the western part of the country, and it was 4 weeks. I had planned it for months, and then on the road I extended another week and cleared it with everyone, and it worked out fine. And during that time, and kind of even before, I felt like this is to prepare for even something bigger. And every little mini adventure has just been getting me more accustomed to this like van style life, and because it's not easy. It's, if I didn't have all that practice and just wanted to ditch my home and get into this van, and I would have fell flat on my face. I wouldn't have known the first thing about, like, I've just gained a lot of tricks and learned some by experience, and I get anxious and all emotional, and I just like, I love my kids, I love my family, I love my friends, and apparently I do a good job showing it, but even a good job not showing it, rather. Even these last time, I talked about this up at the North Cascades, is that the last couple times hanging out with my friends, well, in Oregon with Matt, it was so great to see him and get some snowboarding in and getting to know his other friends a little bit. And he lives on a beautiful property, and he's just an awesome dude, and so it was like great to be there. And but even under the best of condition, and then after that, going up to Bellingham, and I saw my buddy Dale a couple times. Great dude, another great people, great friends, and they both have awesome girlfriends, and it's like good people to hang around. And I don't know, because it's not just my kids, it's like anyone, even my family. Like, just being at my parents' house for this last few days, and yesterday for Father's Day with my stepdad, and I'm so stuck. I get stuck around people. I feel like out here it's by myself, and I know it's going to change when I find my true tribe and like really find that the people, and I've started to. I got a few people I can express myself around, but like, I'm goofy, I'm silly, and I'm like not in the box. So I'm starting to not even want to like be in the box, but around certain people, I have trouble being myself. People that are kind of, more or less And not to judge anyone, I'm just saying that, like, that normal life that I feel like I've always struggled to try to fit into, like in school and jobs and relationships. Like I said, everything I've always, and it's just I get anxiety in like grocery shopping. It's just still in like traffic, all the people, the people. I need a rest. I need a break, a rest, like consistently every time I'm around people. And I don't know, maybe it's time to like start considering medication. I really don't know. I've I I don't want to, like, that idea kind of scares me for myself. Like, I don't even know what kind of medication there is, but like probably I don't want to be on anxiety medication. I don't want to be on attention um medication, but it's like I just hear people talk about these things and considering it for themselves, or people that have tried it and like the benefits that they, great, that's great for them. And it's like that is starting to resonate with me a little bit, but it's like I want the result, but I don't want the pill. I don't want a pill from the doctor, from like the big pharmacy places. That doesn't resonate with me at all. And um I don't know. I don't know what I need. I do feel that consistently every place that I go, I still get a little new, that I get medicine. I get medicine from the land. And that was an insight I was just getting this morning again, waking up. It was like, wow, these rocks, there's amazing rocks around here. And there's hot springs just right down the river, Quinns. But I don't want to go to that one. I think you got to stay in a cabin in order to stay there. And I got my van, so I don't really want to. Wild Horse is right down the way, and you get like, there's individual pools. I've almost always gotten my own pool every time I've been there, 3 times now. It's only like 10 or 11 bucks for the day. If you show up in the morning, you can like chill and then leave and hang out for a while somewhere else and like come back later that evening, or I don't know. It's just cool. Like 10 bucks for the day that's not bad. I'd rather have one to hike into. Oh my gosh. Probably the birds. Almost sounded like a tree was about to tip over or something. Gosh, anyways. A couple summers ago, I started getting this realization as I was out hiking different places, like every trail, every road I was driving, every different little forest segment, every place, because it was like the mile signs, the county signs, they were like really illuminating to me. But it was an energy that I was feeling too. It was like the energy shifts of this flower patch to that grass patch to that, it's all so different, and every rock's different from each other, and every plant's different from each other. And I don't know, I'm just tuned in and I feel it, and I love it. But I literally feel that, like, I can't explain it, but we get doses of nature medicine in different places that we go. Gosh. Now part stepping in and judging is like, you're crazy. That's crazy talk, man. But no, it's real. It's like, yeah, the basalt rock, I get crazy epiphanies. I've had multiple epiphanies, like around parent stuff, like family stuff, healing through or whatever, which translates into my parenting and my kids and stuff. But like Oregon and Washington, that basalt rock in the center of the state where it's kind of deserty, that's different than like the rainforest and the Cascades. So it's like, I know I'm being drawn to certain places because of the energy and the medicine that's available at these places. And I'm guessing that's what my soul needs, and that's what my energy needs right now. And for healing the past, healing, I don't know, just a fractured self. And I don't understand. I don't feel like sturdy and stable and like functional. I don't feel, and it all makes me not feel worthy. But I am, and the flowers and the birds and the trees remind me that I am. Looking at them, and they're all so unique and different. and that reminds me that it's okay to be outside of the box, and it's okay to be a little different. And gosh, there's just so much. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers, anyone out there that's watching this, and I hope that that blessing translates to any father that you know and just ripples out across the planet, because every father is worthy. You know, the full-timers, the part-timers, the adopted, the long lost and forgotten. Like, I mean, if you were a part in creating life, I'd say that's valid. And okay, so now I'm getting emotional again, and like I can feel this compassion for others, and now I just choose to draw that in for myself, because and you know, I don't want to. That's another thing, is like seeing the traits when I was having weekends with my daughter, and seeing those cycles and those traits that I got from both my stepdad and my birth dad. I've already done enough damage. The neglect, the abandonment, the narcissism, like enough's enough. And I'd rather not and influence her in that way at all. And that's a benefit to these last few months since our weekends, is that it's just such short periods of time interacting that it's not long enough time spent together to get into a cycle, I suppose. But maybe that's good. Maybe that's good that I'm able to work on these cycles away from her, so that I can be my best version. That's what I want. That's my intention. That's my intention, is to be the highest and the best version of myself for everybody that I interact with, for everyone in my world, and for myself. I choose to love me. I choose to love myself and be here for myself and be present and heal and like just be worthy and valid. And man, okay, well, 32-minute video. I was hoping to keep it shorter, but I'm also grateful my phone allows me to do that again. But it just takes so long to upload them, and I know I still watch videos an hour, 2 hours sometimes, but it's hard for me. And I don't even work and stuff full time. I don't have that lifestyle, so I can't imagine. Like, I appreciate anyone that does watch this, because I know the busy lifestyles and stuff, or whatever, everyone has different lives, whatever. Gosh, you could probably see I'm all over the place here, but that's okay. I'm gonna like Destiny, gonna send it. I send these, like, I ramble with these voice clips with Destiny, and I'm just like, get all awkward about it. Like, I don't know what to say now. I'm gonna send it. My name is Michael. I'm wheeling and healing. Clark Fork River, Montana. A real and raw moment here with me on my path. I know. We all have our problems. We all have our stuff. I don't claim to compare mine to be bigger, worse, or better, or nothing than anyone else's. It's my journey, it's my path, it's things that I struggle with, and I have always struggled with expressing myself. And so here's two birds, one stone. I get to talk about the things that I'm healing through, that hurts me, and that's raw in my mind on a daily basis. And I get to work on expressing it. Because even though there's not people around right now, I'm practicing, because I know that some people do watch this. And if nobody watched it, that's okay too, because I'm still expressing it and I'm getting it out. And every time I get things out, talk about it, it just helps to shed the layers a little bit more. And so I hope you can hear these birds, these yellow flowers I was referring to. And I guess before I go, I gotta just show you. I found a bunch of feathers, and I marked my pathway to the river, which I'm not going down there very much because I don't fish. I don't have any fishing gear or anything, and I just tried to collect a little water down there, and it's sketchy. It gets deep quick. I'm not trying to swim in the Clark Fork River right now. But anyways, so there it is. Me and Triton Van Wheelsing, wheeling and heeling. Be heading to East Glacier soon. That'll be like my first real stop. I'll be there for a little while. But infinite love and blessings for you all. And until next time.